Hello, it's Chris from Edmunds Motor Racing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thank you to Mac, my son, who runs the channel and the Instagram page. He does a fantastic job. I'd be lost without him. And all the support that he gives me on the race weekends. Today we're going to look at ball joints on the 64 Mini Cooper we've got. A Swift Tune car, amazing car from Nick Swift Tune Engineering. We're going to change all the ball joints on the car. When they come from mini spares or anywhere, the ball joint can be a bit notchy. It'll be smooth in one direction and maybe in another direction it's a bit notchy and it binds a bit. So we're going to lap in the ball joints today, and in a follow-up video we'll take the corners off the car and install the new ball joints. That's pretty much it. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look at lapping in these ball joints. That's how they come as standard. And what we want to lap in is this surface here to the tapered surface inside. I don't know if you can see that. Here's one. All I've done is put coarse valve grinding paste on it. Here is one where I have run one lot of coarse valve grinding paste, and as you can see, the black where it's hardened has gone, but you can still see patches of black. That's where this is not actually sitting correctly all the way round the internal taper in this one. And here's one that I've run two lots of coarse paste and 2 lots of fine paste with my method, which I'll show you now. And as you can see, it's uniform all the way around, and I hope you can see that in there. And so is that. It's got like a dull sheen to it, if that's the right word, dull sheen. Now we're going to have a look at how I actually do them. So this is the one where I've just run coarse on it once. So just add a bit of coarse paste on it, not excessive amount. This is what I do. Obviously don't do the chuck up too much. And as you will hear, that's already doing its job. But we'll be here forever grinding this in. So as long as you keep pressure on this part here and do 360 degrees like this, as the drill rotates, it should bed itself in, or it will bed itself in. So it might be a little bit loud. And you know when it's doing its job because it'll start to drag a little bit, and you'll feel it on your hand as you're holding this nut part. So take out the drill, give it a little clean up, and see if those black bits from the hardening process have disappeared. No. As you can see, the dull parts is where it's touching the internal taper, but there is definitely some high spots left on there, which are the black marks, or low spots actually. The black marks are like indentations in the taper itself. So we'll keep doing this a little while, and then I'll show you the result of this one. Right, all these are finished now. I've spent 5 minutes, I would think, on each one. They've all had in total 4 coarse and 2 fine. They're all looking fantastic now. All well lapped in. Most importantly, you probably know, is make sure all the grinding paste is off it. So I'm going to drop these now in the cleaning tank and give them a good clean up, and then we'll come to this part of bedding or lapping these in. Right, so I'm putting this in the vise. This is hardened, so as long as you don't give too much pressure, you don't need to give it
much pressure on the vise to hold it in there anyway, because you won't be putting down a lot of load with the drill to bind it in. Here is a new one, once again all black, which is because it's quenched with oil when it's heated up. So put this in the drill. Once again, don't do this chuck up too high because it'll damage the threads, but it'll take a lot to damage these threads, so don't worry too much about it. And we're going to just drill this now once again in all the rotation. Right, I've done these 4. That's nice and smooth now in every direction, as you can see. The 4 of those are done. Keep them together because it's the same as bearings. You want to keep all the individual parts relevant to each other. I've just greased this one up, ready to put on the car. I'm going to put that on there. So that one's ready to go. Pop them in this bag so they all stay together. Do the same with the other 3. And the next thing will be pulling off the hub off the front of the car, removing the old ones and fitting these in with the new shims, if these shims indeed are needed. Okay, so I've removed the front hub, pulled the drive shaft out, all easy enough. Steering rack ball joint is great, so don't need to replace that. These are obviously the female, this is your bottom ball joint and this is your top ball joint. All the bushes in here are nice. That's pretty much it. So here's the front hub. As you can see, it's in a mess. This ball joint by there jumps back and forth, and it's tight around the side as well, so it's well worth doing. This one here is far too loose. It doesn't seem that bad. It's not grinding or anything. There doesn't seem to be any grit in there because of the boot. You probably find, take the lock washer off and take a shim out if there's indeed a shim in there, which it looks like there is, and it'd probably be okay. But being as they're so cheap, and I've ground up the other ones now, we'll replace both of these. The bearings are once again okay, but it is a race mini, so we'll be replacing those as well with original Timkins bearings. They're very expensive compared to other bearings, but they're the best, and that's right, I always fit on any classic mini, let alone a race mini. So I'm going to strip this down, clean it all up, get it ready to put the new bits in. Right, here's the hub, all cleaned up, stripped down, new bearings, new seals obviously. Don't forget the spacer in the middle. I haven't said anything about the bearings because they're pretty simple and straightforward to do, and there's plenty of videos on YouTube anyway. So now we're going to stick the ball joint in. The underside, so that's how it fits on the car. We'll have the spring, then that little beauty, and the tab washer. Now what I've done here is I've gone through the shims with a micrometer, and they range from 10 thou down to 3 thou, so 10, 6, 3. So we'll start off with 20. They will all need shimming. So I'm going to pop this in the vise. So I've just secured it in the vise. There's 2 shims in there, 10 thou each. It's an 1.5" socket. You'll have to have a deep reach socket if you want to use a impact wrench. Wow, that never happens. There we are, 20 thou done. So it's just got some resistance, all directions, and it's not notchy now. Yeah, that's perfect. So put the grease nipple in on the lock-in tab. Don't over tighten it, 'cause you'll strip the threads. Okay. Now knock the tabs over. Okay, so I'm going to do that on all the tabs. You probably don't need to, but I always do. So I'm going to fold over all these tabs, and then we'll turn over to do the other one. Right, this is the other side done, or I should say the upper, not the other side. So this now has got nice resistance all the way around in every direction. So that's that complete. Dust cover on. Same again, like I said. I only put this on so it's ready to put on the car. And that is ready to go. No, it's not. Gonna knock the tags over. So tags on, and then I'm going to put it back on the car, and then I'll just show you at the end before I put the wheel on with it all in. So there you go, all done. Top and bottom ball joint done. Shimmed correctly. New bearings, seals. Ready for 2024. Right, thanks for watching, hope it helped. Here's the box of the old parts. Front end of the car's all nice and tight now, ready for 2024 season. Happy New Year to you. Cheers.